Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening, or whatever it is in your part of the world. You've got quite a few people in here already. Hello, Merton and Sue. Hello, Susan. Hello, Brett. Hello, Judy. And Judy's in charge of snacks, so any complaints about the snacks, direct them towards Judy. Hello, Arlene. Hello, Sue. Hello, Jaden. It's starting to get hot now. Haven't had many hot days this summer, but it's starting to get there now. Gonna have to get my other air conditioner put in. I know I said that last week, but things came up. Wasn't feeling good most of last week. Didn't get it done. I'll tell you, for a while this afternoon, I'd wished it was in. It wasn't terrible in here, but we got the air conditioner set at 72, and the temperature is 82 point something. Yeah, it's not quite doing that. Okay, Judy. I'm glad you did that. Hello, Tony. Hello, J&B. Or do you have almonds in your snack collection, Judy? If not, better have them for next time. I checked a little while ago and it was 90 here. I'm going to see if Nightbot will tell me what the weather is. Hello, Demoose. $91. Hello, Austin. Hello, Tim. Well, I went to the Ozark meetup. Got there late. I planned on getting there around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Ended up getting there 20 minutes to 9. Well, as I was saying, I was sick off and on most of last week. So I didn't get my car cleaned out and start getting stuff put in it like I should have. And Thursday I felt pretty good. I should have done more on Thursday, but I was just kind of rusting up because I had quite a lot to do on Thursday also. I took Sanford to the vet on Thursday, and what else did I have to do? Had to pick up the cake that I had made to take to the meetup. So my free time, I just rested. Figured I'd get that taken care of Thursday night. Figured after it cooled down, I'd go out and start getting stuff ready. Well, thunderstorms came up, so it didn't happen Thursday night. Okay, get up early Friday morning. Nope, thunderstorms again Friday morning. And then it just kept raining and raining and raining, didn't want to stop. It didn't stop raining until about 1 o'clock Friday afternoon. Well, I'm looking at between 5.5 and 6 hour drive up there. So no way I'm going to make it now. Anyways, I finally ended up getting out of here at, what was it, 20 minutes to 3. Then, on the way there, I got tied up in traffic. I went the back way to avoid traffic. Well, I ran into a funeral. Right at a dead stop for 25 minutes while the cars ahead of me were trying to get into the cemetery. So that put me another 25 minutes behind. I ended up getting up there, got checked in and everything. So at least I did make it there Friday evening. Let's see if anyone else came in here. And then I'll talk about yesterday. Gotta get back to where I wasn't at. Well, I'm doing okay, Austin. Oh, Batman's laying in front of the air conditioner. And Superman's laying right there next to him. You got Dino and Teddy down on the floor. Daisy's right next to me and Fluffy right here. Yeah, hopefully Superman comes over. Hello, Des. Yeah, speaking of droughts breaking, I was reading the other day that this is the first time in 6 years that no part of Oklahoma is in a drought. The drought's officially over for the entire state. Now they're dealing with flooding. Hello, Web Deb Spider. I love your channel name. Yes, they are. Batman and Superman are laying right there in front of the air conditioner. The only thing is that it blows out up above them, so they're getting cold air from it, but at least they're not completely blocking it. Oh, look who came to see me. You little Felix. Well, it was a short visit, but at least he came over. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Jonesy. And thank you, Jonesy, for having a day to honor me. I can't believe that your government actually thinks that much of me. It's really appreciated. Well, in reality, my birthday's in the next month, July 31st. Oh, my cats had a party the other night, Judy. Woke up one morning, I forgot what morning it was. I always have my laptop over near my bed. I have a makeshift nightstand that I keep it on at night. Never been a problem before. Sometimes they knock my phone off, but they've never knocked my laptop off before. And then I can have something playing on my laptop when I go to sleep. Sometimes be someone's live that I'll be watching, and I just keep that going when I go to sleep. Maybe a YouTube video, maybe something on Pluto TV. But anyways, his son going every night. Been a year now. Never been a problem. Well, I wake up next morning, my laptop's on the floor. My air purifier that's on a coffee table. My air purifier's on the floor. The jug of water that sits on the other end of the coffee table's on the floor. Trash cans tipped over. I slept through all this, but apparently the cats had one heck of a party. That's unusual because usually they're not active when I'm sleeping. They're usually pretty calm. Hello, Paul. I know you were blue, and then I lost all of my moderators. So I'll put you back. You need more cats, Judy. The more the merrier. Yeah, at times they can be a bit much to handle, but that's very temporary. And then they're right back to behaving good and everything. And with 11, they always able to keep each other company, even if a couple of them want to be separated. Because that does happen. Sometimes you get a couple just don't want to hang out together. They always got other choices. Um, Judy, is that a hint? Yeah, I think Judy's giving us a hint. Only 7 more shopping days till her birthday. Well, I guess you do have a lot of influence with your government, Jonesy. Hello, Ark Wild Man. Well, it's not going too bad. Hello, Emily. Well, if you're going to get them both spayed, Judy, you'll have to go to a rescue and get some more, or get them off the street or something. Nice, Ark Wild Man. I plan on getting dairy goats at one time, but now with my health, I can't do it. There's no way I could commit to milking them twice a day. Well, of course, Jonesy has a lot of channels, Arlene. He's competing with Gary. They're trying to see who can get the most channels. And we know Gary's trying to get up to 29. And there you go, Judy. That's an idea. Yeah, goats are notorious for getting out. They do need very good fencing. Well, I'm going to be keeping cool, Ark Wild Man. I got to get my other air conditioner in. Oh, you're not competing with Gary? I thought you were, Jonesy. I don't know if they do make fencing though. Whole goats, Tony. It's just some fencing will take them a little bit longer to get out of. Okay, I'm bomb chat now. Hello, Bev. Well, now I can continue on about yesterday at the meetup. Well, Jan texted me at 7 o'clock. I didn't send an alarm, figure I'd wake up, no problem. Oh, she sent me a text, 7 o'clock, saying they're going to the pavilion to start breakfast. Well, I didn't know where the pavilion was, The way that park's set up, you've got the campground in its own area, and there's actually other campgrounds too that are part of the park. But that campground there, that's in its own area. Nothing there except the campground. You have to go back out to the road and go down the road another, I don't know, quarter mile, half mile. And that's where the pavilion is, in that part of the park. Well, I don't get her message till 25 after 8. I text her back, and service was terrible there. You could get service, but it wasn't consistent. I texted back, "Where's the pavilion?" And she didn't get my message right away. So I start driving around, not realizing the area I was just the campground. I drive on every road to that campground. About a half hour. Then I go to Google Maps to see what I can figure out on Google Maps. And then I see the other sections to that state park. And I see the section down the road there. There's supposed to be a beach there. Well, maybe there's a pavilion down there. So I drove down there. There they were. So that was the start of my day yesterday. Hey, Dino. Just passing through. Don't want to get too far behind on chat here. Hello, Pink Sparkle. I didn't even see the beach there, Susan. I just saw it on Google Maps. It said that there was a beach there. But I didn't go looking for it. I came across the pavilion, and that's as far as I went. And also, in my missed text messages, I got one from the electric company that the power was out. The power's been out since 7/22. And didn't get a text saying that it was back on yet. So I kept checking, and all day I kept checking to see if the power was back on, checking the temperature, because no power, no air conditioning. Morning was fine. It stayed cool. Then the afternoon, temperature started going up. Got up around 85, 86 degrees. Power's still not back on. So then I have to try to get a hold of someone to come and check on the cat, see how hot it is in here, and get my generator started and get the AC going. So, finally got a hold of someone that could do that. Got the AC going. We got the generator going so the AC would work. And then that was the end of that worry. But now we're talking, it's 5 o'clock or after. And meanwhile, I spent all afternoon worried about the cats. Because I didn't know how hot it was in here. I don't know if it's 85, 86 outside. I figured it would be 90 or better in here. But anyways, it worked out. Then when I got home, I discovered another problem. Tell you about that in a minute. Hello, Bubba. Yes, Emily. I got the guinea eggs. They came Friday. I don't have them in the incubator yet. I had planned on putting them in today, but things just haven't gone smoothly today. So I'll get them going tomorrow. Okay, Jonesy. Yeah, I always thought your Radio Jonesy on tour was your first channel, because that's the only channel I saw you on for quite a while. Hello, Wanda. No, Pink Sparkle. The missing guinea didn't come back, and while I was gone, 2 more disappeared. So it looks like I only have 1 guinea left now. Well, while I was gone, my son's supposed to be taking care of the farm. Well, I got home last night. His car wasn't here. Then it came in the house, and I give the cats their canned food on paper plates. Well, the paper plates that he last fed them on should have been on the floor. There were no paper plates on the floor. Then discover their dry food dish, which I had overfilled on Friday, had absolutely nothing in it. Their water dish, which I put a little more in it than I normally do. It should have been fine if he topped it off. That was empty. Their water fountain was so low that the water wasn't circulating in it. And then I look in the box of canned food, and he should have given them 8 cans, 4 cans on Friday night and 4 cans yesterday morning. And then there's still should have been 8 cans left in the case after that. Well, there was 16 left in there. So he never fed them or watered them while I was gone. And it's safe to assume the dogs weren't fed. They did have water. And then, of course, 2 o'clock in the morning, I wasn't going to go feed the chickens then. Went to feed the chickens this morning, and I could tell they had not been fed yesterday either. So he decided to take off, and he's gone now. Almost all of his stuff is gone. His toolbox, most of his clothes, his game system, None of that stuff is in the house. You had like 2 or 3 pieces of clothing in the bathroom that's still in there, and a blanket and a pillow. That's all that's left in the house of his. Never told me he was leaving or anything. And I even asked him Friday before I left. So you okay with taking care of the animals, everything? Because I had someone else I could ask. Oh no, I'll do it. That's fine. And then didn't do it. I'll get back to chat here. Yeah, something is getting the guinea because that one white one I did find all tore apart. Something is getting them during the day because they're going out in the woods and stuff. They're not staying in the yard because at night they go way up in the trees, so they're safe at night. But something's getting them during the day. Because during the day they're on the ground. They walk during the day. They don't fly during the day. I've never seen one fly during the day. Yes, JB, that's what I've heard. That's why I started out with so many. I think I had 18. I had the 2 that I hatched out last year that survived from that hack. And then I bought 16 more. And now I'm down to 1. I got more than I wanted because I wanted about 10. So that's why I got way over, figuring even if I lose some of them, hopefully I'll still have the amount that I want. But nope. Yeah, I'm not too happy, Pink Sparkle. Dad's, yep, not happy. That's exactly what I'm going to do, Emily. The same one that took care of the animals when I went to Texas. But I figured he's right here. Yep, Judy. My son was supposed to be taking care of the stuff. No, I don't think so, J and B. Another thing, he lied to me because I was talking to him Friday evening, and I asked him when he fed the cats, was everything okay? No one snuck out the door or anything, and he told me everything was fine. And now I know he never even fed him Friday night, so I know that was a lie. Yep, probably is Pink Sparkle. No, dogs didn't get out, Bubba. They were still in the yard, but they just didn't get fed over the weekend. Hello, Rick. Yep, that's right. Family can break your heart. Hello, DJ Turneroo. Well, he got the floor. Um, I'd say probably a third of the way done. The kitchen is pretty much done, except for finishing up along the eggs. In the living room, he got the floor tore up and got where it buckled, got that fixed, but didn't get any of the flooring laid down. So I think I have where it buckled, having that fixed. I think the hardest part's done. But never touched the bedroom, the bathroom, or what I'm going to use for the cat room. I assume you mean by discuss it with him, Wanda, about why he took off like that. He won't respond back to my messages. Yeah, Tony, I didn't think he'd be the greatest person long term, but it literally was just a matter of feeding the chickens yesterday, filling their waters, feeding the dogs, changing their water in the middle of the day if it was hot, and then with the cats, giving them canned food on Friday night and Saturday morning, topping off their dry food, and topping off the water in the water fountain and their water bowl. So it wasn't a lot. Hello, Eunice. I don't know, Bev. I know he's complaining last week about not having any money to buy food and not having any way to warm anything up. Well, I bought a microwave and gave him $50 so he'd have some spending money, and told him, you get the floor fixed, then you'll be getting paid for that. And I gave him a list a mile long of stuff I needed done. I said I can't pay him as much as the landlord's paying him for the floor, but I would give him some money for helping me out with that stuff. Well, fortunately, he didn't abuse the animals. Well, apparently, one day he just decided it'd be easier not to do it. Well, thank you, Bubba. And once I get the fence up that I'm planning, I'm going to put the electric wires probably the bottom 2 feet. I'm going to have electric wires every 3 inches. So hopefully the guineas and the chickens won't be able to go through that. They could fly over it if they wanted to, but I don't think they will. No, I haven't talked to him, Bev. I tried messaging him and he's not replying back to me. I actually tried sending him a message yesterday to see if he could check on how hot it was and get the generator going if he needed to. And I couldn't get a hold of him, so that's why I had to find someone else. Yeah, years ago, I wouldn't have put it past him, Pink Sparkle. Well, that's nice, Wanda. I know you always enjoy having your grandson there. Nope, he didn't talk to me about it, Wanda. Yeah, I'm sure he's okay, Arlene. Because he's got a history of doing that to other people. Just all of a sudden disappears on him. Nope, not guinea pigs, guinea fowl. Yeah, that's right, Judy. I I wouldn't think he's doing that, J and B, because he thinks the world of those kids. Hello, Charlene. Well, that's not good. You're not supposed to be tripping a breaker. Well, and I pay him gone 2 hours on Friday. He sent me a picture. The microwave was delivered by FedEx on Friday, and I told him, said when that comes, go ahead, go out, pick it up, and take it in the house, and start using it. So he sends me a picture. This is what I found when I went out to get the microwave. It was a picture of one of my black Astrolorps dead. And I could tell from the hose and the electrical cord, you could see in the background. I could tell that it was in the driveway. So I told him, well, that happens. It's not the first chicken I've had drop dead. So I told him, you don't really want her just laying there for a couple days. So grab the shovel and pick her up and throw her over the bank down towards the creek. Okay. Well, this morning when I went up to feed the chickens, there was that chicken laying just up a little bit from where he took the picture. He never threw over the bank like I asked him to. Just kicked her out of the driveway. And then I found Mr. Black dead. He got his leg wrapped up in the electric poultry netting. I've got to take that down. I've been going to take it down because I'm not going to be using that now. Now I really have to take that down. I think what happened with him is he probably got his leg tangled up in it. Maybe Friday afternoon. And then just no one around to see that he was tangled up in it. No food or water for a couple days. So now I'm down another rooster. And he was one of the best roosters I had. Very friendly. Well, thank you, Pink Sparkle. But I know that is a little bit too far for you. Hello, Barbara. Yep, JB. But the good thing is, as far as I can tell, he didn't take any of my stuff. I used to have a house that I rented, and I had one tenant that moved out. He even took the fire extinguishers off the wall. Took the fire extinguishers and unscrewed the brackets, took them. And they took a lot of stuff. But the microwave sitting on the shelf in the kitchen. Because when I saw his car wasn't here and cats weren't fed, I was kind of thinking last night that he probably was gone, but I just didn't want to go over there at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd just driven almost 6 hours. I wanted to go to bed. But I'm kind of thinking at that point, okay, it looks like he's gone. I got that brand new microwave. Wasn't delivered until after I left on Friday. He probably took that. And I'm just thinking stuff like that. And get over there, no microwave sitting there. I don't know, what else was there? A couple other things that still there. So it doesn't look like he took any of that. So that was good. Yes, that's right, Eunice. Yeah, it sounds like one of the cases where Be better off to have a total stranger. I think what I'm going to do is maybe there's someone gets graduated from high school or something, and they're not really, they don't have a job yet or anything, or maybe working part time, not going to college or anything. Maybe I can find someone like that. They can help me out here, and then once I get moved into the big house, then they could live here, be on site help just like Jake was supposed to be. I'll just have to see what happens. Oh yeah, I'll be careful, Pink Sparkle. Because I know several people that have lived here their whole life or a long, long time, and they know everyone around here. And if I need to, I can get guidance from them on people to avoid and who's a good person and stuff. Yes, that's correct, J and B. Now, actually, Mike doesn't have anything to do with me anymore. He got mad at the landlord and he cut me right off altogether. He unsubscribed from my channel. He unfriended me on Facebook. Um, Not so sure about interview over the computer, Emily. I know I'm not too much older than you, but I'm too old for that technology. Thank you, Charlene. I'm not sure about 4-H. Well, they do have FFA. Yes, that's correct, Emily. The people that have been here for years, they know everyone. They know all the troublemakers. They know the good families. And lost it's someone that has just moved into the area recently. But anyone in the families that have lived here forever, they all know each other. Yes, Arlene. It could have just told me. Because I specifically asked him on Friday, are you sure you understand what needs to be done? You're willing to do it and stuff? And he agreed to everything. Yeah, if he would have just said, well, I'd rather not do it or something, no problem. But fortunately, um, I figure the cat's probably had food and water until probably mid-afternoon yesterday. Maybe even early evening. So I would say at most they're without food and water for maybe 12 hours. But boy, when I got the water fountain going again and put water in their other dish, they all started drinking. No, actually, Eunice, I have thought about that. That was before Jake said he wanted to come down here. I'd actually thought about contacting the school. And when Jake said he would come in, then, oh, well, okay, that fixes the problem then. Well, thank you, Pink Sparkle. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, same here. I'm gonna watch who I want to watch. Yep, speaking of Drew's channel, I gotta watch his last video. I saw the thumbnail for it, but I was just going on to make sure I had today's live all set up. I had the live reaction shut off and had it monetized and subscribers only and all that stuff. I didn't have time to watch the video right then. But when I went to YouTube to do that, I saw that the thumbnail for his video. Yes, JMB. I do give him credit for that. Yes, Arlene, that's not good. Because I know it doesn't take long for a cat to be without water to cause kidney damage. But I'm figuring it was 12 hours at most. Because I actually even make it a little easier on them, I overfilled their dry food dish. I actually heaped it up a little bit. And water fountain was full. And they drink mainly from water fountain. Of course, the power went out yesterday morning, so that quit working. So that's why I always have a regular dish for backup. Plus, a couple of them would rather drink out of the regular dish anyways. And I had a little bit more in that than normal. Of course, with the power being out all day, they were drinking just out of that dish all day. Well, next time, I'm definitely gonna have the person that took care of the animals when I went to Texas. I'm gonna be the one doing it next time. But my cats eat quite a bit too, Judy. I just increase them on their canned food a little bit. Because I got thinking, it was several cats ago when I figured out to give them 3 cans in the morning, 3 cans in the evening. Because what I do, I give them about half of what's recommended if all you're feeding them is canned food. And then I just have dry food out for them all the time. Well, I figured up again, figuring their weights and stuff, how much they should eat if they get just the canned food. And half of that amount ends up being 4 cans twice a day. And I don't even measure out the dry food. I just keep the dish filled up. Look at that, Brett. Come right in here and grab the #1 crown. Hello, Joanne. Superman. Hey, Superman. Wake up. Superman. Come on over and say hi to Joanne. I don't know if you can see Superman. Oh, he just moved a little bit. He's sleeping in front of the air conditioner. Yeah, I agree with you, Judy. I think Brett is cheating. Well, that makes sense, Judy. Because you've actually chatted more in this live than Brett did. Yeah, I think they just randomly give different people the crowns. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, Deborah. It came out just A and B. The K wasn't there. Yep. And also, Barbara, I've noticed people come into a live, and the second comment they make, all of a sudden they have a crown. So I don't think it is. I know they'll say certain people have certain number of points, but I don't think it's really accurate. That's right, Deborah. YouTube is weird, so we all fit into it well. Hey, J and B, Arlene, and the Big Italian all have 125 points. So maybe third place crown get passed around there. And then Judy Jules and Butt Nuggets Homestead both have 150 points. So maybe they're sharing the number one crown. No, not all the lives have it. That's right, Emily. The crowns is something YouTube's beta testing on certain people's lives. They have the crowns on there, and supposedly, and I found it's not accurate. You get points. It should be the more you chat, the more points you get, but it doesn't seem to be accurate. And it's just something for fun. And at the end of the live, everything's deleted. And next live, you start over from scratch. And also, where is it here? If you send super chats and super stickers, you're supposed to be able to get more points for that. And also, I have the option of shutting it off too. Hello, Adventure America. Oh, that's nice, Judy. Yeah, I'd like to have a hot tub to soak in. But the only thing is, there would have to be a deep one. Because I would have to be sitting probably 20 inches. And I'd be sitting up probably 20 inches to make sure I was going to be able to get up and get out. And then I don't know how I'd ever get out of it. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Reverend Joe. Yep, definitely could be a problem, Judy. Well, I'm sure you know how high of a step it is to get my back door. I'm going to have to do something about that because that step is too high for me. And that's probably only like 6 inches. Not even what a regular step is. Yes. I know walking tubs are expensive. Not that I've looked into them, but I've seen advertisements before. Yeah, it's the only way I'd get out of a hot tub, Brett. And we're not really having a heat wave here. It's just we're getting normal temperatures now. We were way below normal for the longest time. Um, there it goes. Come on, load up. Okay, our average high for today should be 88, low 64. And we're in the low 90s. So a few degrees above normal, but pretty much it's just normal temperatures for this time of the year. But we were in the 70s for so long, it seemed like we're having a heat wave here. The power went out here at 7:22 yesterday morning and came back on. Um, I got the text message saying it was back on at 6:49, so 11 and a half hours. 87% of the county was out. I think it was almost 3,400 customers out of 3,800, I believe it was, were without power. Yeah, I've tried speech to text and it doesn't come out too well. Hello, Deborah. Good to see you finally got in here. Even though you've been in the whole live on your other channel. Um. Oh yeah. My fingers don't do what they're supposed to do. Thanks, Sparkle. Yeah, you can't be looking away when you got shrimp out around cats, Eunice. Was there anything else that I've missed? Or for anyone that came in late? Is there anything you want me to repeat? I think you all know what I usually talk about. Updates on the animals and stuff. Um, yes, I did enjoy the meetup, Arlene, but I just wish things had gone a little different. I really wish I'd felt better earlier in the week so I could have got the stuff in the car. And even though it was raining, storming, and stuff Friday morning, could have just put a few last minute things in and left. So if I'd gotten there earlier, then I would have been there to go out to supper with them. And I would have been there for the bonfire. Well, I guess I was there in time for the bonfire. I drove right past it. Didn't realize that that was where I was supposed to be. And then, as far as yesterday, if I wasn't worried about the cats all day, it would have been better. Because as soon as I got that text message saying the power was out, I was on my phone all day checking to see if it's back on yet, checking the temperature. It was fine in the morning, but then in the afternoon it just started climbing. Then when it got up around 85, 86 degrees, and that's when I really started worrying about it. Oh, nice, Susan. Got the cows and sheep fed and got back to my live. Yes, Arlene. It's not like I was close enough so I could have came home and checked on myself. But it was 6 hours. Darn close to 6 hours. Usually Google Maps is pretty good about the time estimates. This one, they weren't. Because there was miles and miles and miles of road in northern Arkansas that very curvy. And I'm not talking curvy like we have around here. There was one sign there that said, road is very winding and steep for the next 53 miles. Oh, thank you, Susan. I gotta check and see how many watch hours I'm getting off lives now. I used to really keep track of that, but since I got monetized, I don't keep track of it as close anymore. But I know you definitely get more hours from a live than you do from a video. I hope they get those stones taken care of, Reverend Joe. You've been dealing with that long enough. Yes, Adventure America, that's right. Northern Arkansas has switchbacks in the Ozark Mountains. It's exactly what it was. Because there's curves that, if you're going more than 15, 20 miles an hour around them, you're not going to make it. And I'm not talking about just an occasional one now and then. That sign said next 53 miles. They weren't exaggerating. But it was a beautiful drive. Well, the reason I took the scenic route is because I wanted to avoid Fort Smith. I'm not a big fan of driving through Fort Smith. It would have been quicker to go that way, and less you run into traffic, which I did going the back way. I ran into that funeral. It held me up 25 minutes. When you start dealing with going through cities, you've got a lot better chance of an accident or construction or something like that. Traffic just backs up so quick. Okay, I'll kind of go over what was going on in a minute here, Joanne. Yeah, lives are good when you really need the watch hours. I've been monetized for a long time, Emily. I was monetized in May of 23. Just over 10 months after I started. Actually, it was just about 10 months of the day I had my watch hours. And then it took about another 2 weeks to get the subscribers. Because they made me hit 1,000 subscribers several times before they would accept it. Yes, it is Adventure America. In fact, I'm thinking about someday when I'm not trying to get somewheres, I'll just driving up through there again and doing a video. I know there was one place you could pull off. They had an overlook, and you could see forever out through there. See the mountains and the valleys and stuff. I thought about stopping there, but no, I guess can't take the time to stop. I was already so far behind. Well, Reverend Joe, the cats and dogs are in good shape. But I had two more guineas disappear. So I'm down to one guinea now. And one of my black Astalor hens and Mr. Black died while I was gone. And Joanne, I don't know if you heard any of what I was saying, but my son was supposed to be taking care of the animals while I was gone. He ended up not doing it, and he moved out. I got home last night, the car was gone. Found out cats weren't fed or watered. So I can assume the dogs weren't fed. Because they could have been fed and their dish still could have been empty when I got home at 2 o'clock this morning. But I'm sure that they weren't fed. And then the chickens, they would have had a little bit of food left this morning. And they had absolutely nothing. They had the feeders tipped over and had one of them tore apart. So they weren't fed yesterday. Yes, I was getting a lot of watch hours from lives. About, I would say, about 2 months into it, I started doing one live, my regular Sunday live, and then I would do occasional lives on another day. And it took me a long time to figure out why I want to do my second live. I can't remember when I started that. But then I started doing the 2 lives a week. And I was getting, I don't think I ever got less than 25 watch hours from a live. I think it was averaging around 30, 40 watch hours from a live. And I had one I got over 100 hours from, 110 hours. So definitely the live helped out with the watch hours. And I was putting videos out 6 days a week too. And that added to it. But I definitely was getting more watch hours from the lives. Yeah, I was very happy with getting monetized that quick. Yeah, Reverend Joe. The first time I went over 1,000, I had 1,023 subscribers. I had a friend do a shout out on a major channel. Hey, Old Man King Homestead really needs subscribers. And I don't know, I think it was like 50, 75. There were quite a few, somewhere around there, subscribed to me. Got me up to 1,023. And I'm thinking, I can lose 23 subscribers and I'll still be good. That night, I lost 39 subscribers. And it kept going up and down, go slightly over 1,000, then below. They did that to me 4 or 5 times. And then all of a sudden, one day I get an email saying I'm eligible to apply for monetization. So then I applied and everything went right through quick. But then I couldn't get paid right away. Problem with that was I needed a valid ID and my license was expired at that time. So what I had to end up doing was renewing my New York license. And that took a few weeks because I didn't send everything I needed to the first time. And then ended up getting that done. And then as soon as I got my new license in New York, then I went to the revenue office here and got it transferred to an Arkansas license. So then I had the valid ID with my right address on it and everything. So my first deposit was pretty good. I forgot what it was, but it was pretty good because it was 2.5 months that I got paid for all at once there. That's the only good thing about it. If you can't get everything set up to be paid right away, they hold on to the money for you. It's not like, oh, well, we can't pay you, so we're going to keep it now. Yes, Wanda. That is true. Yes, I actually want to go to Mount Magazine. Hello, headed to the creek. Okay, I am subscribed to you. Okay, now I can't go back to where I was in chat. I knew your name sounded familiar, headed to the creek. And, yep, I've seen you before and I've already subbed to you. Yeah, they do that to me all the time, Wanda. They've been doing it with 2100 now. I first hit 2100 months ago. Up and down. Then I was below 2100 for a long time. I saw this afternoon 2103. Yep, I understand that, Joanne. Yeah, I've got. Well, I did have three brothers that I haven't talked to since 2017. One of them's died since then, and the other two, I'll never talk to them again. Yes, that's right, Susan. Because there's an option that people can set so people can see they're subscribed or not, and that actually it was turned off on my channel. I had to turn that on because I want people to know that I'm subscribed to them. And I miss getting the notifications because I used to send out notifications that so and so has subscribed to your channel. They don't do that anymore. Hello, bite-sized Bill Clips. Don't think I've ever seen you before. Yeah, I'll have to check your channel out a little more. Hello, Wings 007. I have to check you out too. Hello, Art Vandalay. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Nancy. Yeah, but you want me to get a hot tub so you can bring your excavator over and pull me out, don't you? Oh, not a problem. Head to the creek. Yeah, the people that I know and ones that keep coming back to my life get a rink. Well, I might just tell you, Wanda, I might fall asleep during your live. I seem to be pretty awake right now, but probably shouldn't say that if we're both Brett and Deborah in here, but I fell asleep during their live. And worst thing is, it wasn't just once. I actually fell asleep twice during their live. Once was just momentarily, but the second time, it wasn't quite 5 o'clock yet. And I woke up just as they were ending. I haven't seen anything indicating that he's a troll. No, Susan, not to see who's up to you, but for other people to see that you're sub to them. I know mine was set to private. I don't know if it's that way by default or what, but I changed it to public. But there's nothing you can do on your end to see who subscribed to you. Hello, Anne. Yes, Emily. I used to watch that all the time. Yeah, as long as it's not causing problems for me, bite-sized Bill clips. I don't have a problem with you being here. Because some channels people like, some channels they don't. And I don't have a problem anyone being in my live, just as long as you don't cause problems. Well, I'm glad they caught them, Wanda. But unfortunately, there's probably more than two involved in it. Yeah, as long as he's not causing problems, I don't mind if he's here. I just don't want people causing problems on my channel. Okay, you have a good night, Tony. That's a lot of homes, Wanda. Yeah, it's been years, Emily. But now you got me interested. I may be looking to see if it's available on Pluto TV or Tubi or Netflix, something. Well, it's been almost 2 hours, and all this talking isn't doing my throat any good. I wasn't having any problems with it until, I don't know, like 20 minutes ago. It's starting to get sore. So, I think I'm gonna end it now. Well, thanks for being here, everyone, and thank you to all the new subscribers. I appreciate it. Okay, Jonesy. Have another live Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central. Okay. Have a good night, everyone. Or a good day, Jonesy.